Hello YouTube and welcome to my little escapade. Today I am going to be previewing the Sony Rx100 Mark V and the Canon G7X Mark II. And why do I say previewing? Is because I don't have the cameras with me because I don't have the money to buy them. But I'm gonna be talking about these two cameras and why I think they are great options for any photographer. As a photographer, sometimes you need a side camera. I have my main camera, which you can have your main camera, which could be a mirrorless or a DSLR, and then you can have your side camera, which can be used to take those tight shots, and you can be more discreet. You know, you can take the camera, a compact small camera, to many other places, and you can even put it in your pocket and take great quality pictures with it. Just in case, right now I'm shooting from a Canon EOS M6. I really love this camera. It takes great pictures and video. A little bit about the Sony Rx100 Mark V. Well, I'm gonna start with this one because I think it's the most controversial one since it costs almost $1,000. Starting price of $999.99 from the Sony site. This camera is amazing. The Sony Rx100 Mark V has a 1-inch sensor, 20.1 megapixels. It features the world's fastest autofocus system, in which it can focus something in 0.05 seconds. Also, it has a wide 315 AF point coverage, 315 autofocus points. Isn't that crazy for such a small camera? Even my DSLR right now, my mirrorless DSLR, does not have that many. The Canon EOS M6 has like 49 autofocus points. The Canon 80D has 45, and this tiny camera with just 1-inch sensor has 315. Ain't that something? The Rx100 Mark V is very quiet. You can put it in silent mode. It does not do much noise. It features the Bionz X sensor, which is 1 inch, which is kind of big for a compact. Many compacts, lower end compacts, don't have 1-inch processors. 1-inch sensors. I'm sorry, I always mix up sensor processor. You know what I mean. Let me see what else. It shoots 5-minute video 4K. It has super slow motion. It can shoot super slow motion at up to 960 frames per second, and that's pretty much it. Also, it features a viewfinder that pops up from the left side, and also it has a 24 to 100 millimeter lens. No, I'm sorry. The Rx100 Mark V that has a 24 millimeter to 70 millimeter lens, and therefore it falls a little bit short when compared to the Canon G7X Mark II. Anyways, also one of the big features and what differentiates the Rx100 Mark V from its competitor, it has a higher buffer rate. It shoots around 20 to 24. I think 20. Yeah, it shoots 20 frames per second, and it also has a better buffer rate for JPEGs in burst mode and also in RAW. Let me see. This can shoot, the Sony Rx100 Mark V can shoot 23.8 JPEGs per second versus 8.1 from the Canon G7X Mark II. The Rx100 Mark V can shoot 24.1 raw pictures versus 8 frames per second in the G7X Mark II, and it has a bigger raw buffer, 72 shots in the Sony Rx100 Mark V versus just 21 on the Canon G7X Mark II. And you can shoot slow-mo videos in the Sony and not in the Canon. And also, in regards to the shutter, the Sony has 1,000 out of a 32. 1 out of a 32,000 of a second versus a 1 over a 2,000. Am I seeing that right? 1 out of a 2,000 of a second for the Canon. Therefore, supposedly the Sony must be better when the lens is open in bright light, so the Sony can outperform the Canon G7X Mark II in bright light environment, while the G7X Mark II, I've seen that it outperforms the Sony in low light. So now I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Canon. The Canon G7X Mark II has a 1-inch sensor, has of 20.2 megapixels, so there's like a 0.1 difference right there. It's less expensive. It costs $679 versus the whooping $999 with 99 cents from the Sony. It has a touchscreen. The Sony does not have a touchscreen. It has a larger telephoto reach. The Canon has a reach of 100 millimeters. The Sony has just a reach of 70 millimeters. The battery life on the Canon is going to be much better. On the Sony, is going to drain it out really fast. Therefore, you can shoot more pictures, take more video with the Canon. It has let me see how many focus points we have on the Canon. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have 31 focus points on the Canon versus 315 on the Sony Rx100 Mark V. The Canon has the Digic 7 processor, which is the same processor on the Canon EOS M6 and the new Canon Rebel T7i and 77D, the same Digic 7 processor. Therefore, you can expect brighter colors and faster image processing from Canon due to its amazing processor. Personally, I'm a Canon shooter. All of the cameras that I've owned are Canon, and I haven't had the chance to test out a Sony. I wish I could test a Sony. I wish that I had one. I think that my next camera might be a Sony, just to make up for a difference. But what do I think about these cameras? I think that you should not let yourself go by the focus points. You know, even though the Sony has much focus points, the Canon G7X Mark II has great performance in low light situations and also a better battery longevity. Therefore, you gotta decide if the price of almost $1,000 is gonna be worth a compact camera. I mean, just imagine what you can do with those $1,000. I mean, $1,000 you could buy a mirrorless camera. You can buy a full DSLR. You can buy a Canon 80D. You can buy a Nikon 7200. You can You can buy a Canon EOS M6. You can buy a Sony mirrorless camera for that price, literally. So I'm like, would it be worth it? I think no. I mean, like, for that price you can get, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can get one of the Sonys for $1,000. Sony A7 Alpha 7 series for $1,000. The only difference is that the mirrorless is not gonna have the flip screen, therefore it's not gonna be ideal for blogging. And that's one of Sony's mistakes. They go like halfway there. They go and stop before the finish line, and that's one of their mistakes. Canon does not make perfect cameras, but they've been at it a little bit longer than Sony. Therefore, you're gonna have more of a camera-like experience with Canon and more of a high-tech device with Sony. So, which one is best for you? Honestly, if you're gonna shoot a lot of video, both of the cameras are good. But if you're gonna shoot a lot of action videos and things that require movement, like tracking subjects, and you're gonna be relying a lot on your autofocus, go the extra mile and and buy the Sony Rx100 Mark V. But if you're just gonna do everyday videos like the one I'm doing, and probably you're gonna be vlogging on your home in low light situations, I think it's better if you buy the Canon G7X Mark II. It's basically almost half the price. I've seen the international model of the Canon G7X Mark II around $598, and the American version is $679. You can go ahead and save those $300 and buy some equipment such as a tripod, a gorilla pod, maybe a sound recorder, since both of them do not have internal mic inputs, and you want to get high quality audio for all of your videos. You will need to buy an external recorder and sync the audio and the video files in post-production. So anyways, eventually I'm gonna buy one of these models. I think it's going to be the Canon G7X Mark II. I'm very loyal to Canon, but it does not mean that the Sony Rx100 Mark V is a great option. You just gotta analyze and see and think what's more important for you: autofocus, performance, low light performance, low battery life, high battery life, 5 minutes 4K video, 1080p 60 frames per second. You gotta choose what is most important for you, and of course the type of budget you have may influence the decision too. I mean, not everyone out there is gonna spend $1,000 on a compact camera, and for the money you can buy any mirrorless in which you can change the lenses too and do a lot of things. So it's a tough decision, but I think that I'm eventually gonna buy the Canon G7X Mark II. That's my choice. I'm very loyal to Canon. They've been really good to me. They do excellent products, and I always recommend them. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope that this helped you with your decision. Please press the like button, and I suggest that you subscribe, and you guys have a great day. Goodbye.